I had been a relatively stoic person, not difficult to be around necessarily, but really focused on what I was doing. I was not a people person. It was about my time and what I needed to get done and my agenda. When I found out my wife was having an affair, it destroyed me. I'd never felt that much pain in my life, ever. I didn't know I could hurt that bad. I didn't know that something like that could make you physically ill. And I didn't really want to talk about it. I had no idea whether this was going to end our marriage, whether it could be repaired. And when I finally shared, it was really hard to get out. It was really hard to tell another person what was going on in my life. Because I was having a hard time dealing with the pain, I called my boss and just asked for a couple extra days off and told him that I really couldn't talk about it right then. And when I got back to work, I went into his office and had a conversation with him. And luckily, he had known me and my wife for a number of years. And he just listened to what I had to say. He told me that I needed Jesus in my life. And for me, I'd been raised an atheist. And that was really new to me. Nobody had talked to me about Jesus. So he talked to me about church, and of course, another new thing for me. And I remember coming here to LBF, and I remember sitting in church, and I definitely felt something tugging at my heart. I just started to feel like there was maybe a lot to this thing, and really wanted to know more. And so I started coming to church just to kind of better understand. And sometimes I'd come to multiple services because I'm a note taker, and I gotta understand all this. What is this all about? And I'd come back, and people would remember my name and ask me how I was doing. And again, for me, just a strange new world that I was in. I couldn't believe that people cared. And I remember my boss inviting me to some holidays, and I wanted to say no because I didn't want to be at the center of attention and with all my problems, but I went, and I'm glad I did. And like I said, I think the most amazing thing is just that he and his family would share their time with me. It just struck me that, hey, I was going to have to take a leap of faith, that no matter how many notes I took and how many questions I asked people, I wasn't going to come up with the answer. And so I did. There was an altar call. I raised my hand, which felt like I was lifting a 25-pound weight, and I accepted Jesus. I felt peace, and I don't think I even knew what peace felt like until it was there. So just all the tightness that I'd held just sort of disappeared. And I remember being really grateful for that. That I could exist in this storm that I was in without all the pain. That I could trust God, to get me through. I'm remarried now. I met my wife, Kathy, at a home group, and it was just, again, one of those things that's orchestrated in such a way that I could have never done. If I could send a message to my boss, Dan, and I just would thank him for the courage to share Christ with me, and the amazing changes that have happened in my life because of that. Even though I'm a pretty good problem solver, I could have never orchestrated all the fixes for all the things that were broken in my life and matched them up to such an amazing life that I have